My name is Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara's Never Seen. Oh my god, no it's not. And this is Tamara Just Streamed. What is time? What is life? What is Smash Mouth? She was looking This kind of turned from me watching things that were like newly streaming on like Netflix or newer movies coming out on Amazon or something into me just watching whatever the hell I want to watch, you know, because I don't even know, you know? I was gonna watch High School Musical 3 and then somebody said you should watch Shrek and I was like, okay, because that's basically where we're at now. Does the movie still hold up? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes! Bitch, it's a good movie! I had a really good time watching this movie again. I haven't seen this in at least 10 years. It came out in 2001, and I remember seeing it in theaters and being blown away. I thought it was hilarious. Little background story on me, if you don't know, I was raised pretty secluded from film and pretty sheltered and wasn't Amish, which a lot of people think, but totally sheltered. And I remember this, I think, catching my parents off guard with how kind of raunchy it was, but oh my freaking god, I loved it. I still think it holds up. I wrote down in my notes that I still think if this came out today, while I would think the animation was a little rough and needed some work and yeah, all of the above, I would be like, oh yeah, this is a really funny animated movie. Well done. Cool. Some like really great writers and some really great actors got together and made this thing and they didn't have the budget to animate it very well, but also at the time this animation was like cutting edge and in my memory it was still cutting edge. So in my memory I was like going into like Toy Story 4 or something with the animation and it started and I was like, oh, right. Nostalgia brain. Not as good as you remember. It's like when you pull up a video game that you haven't played in like 10, 20 years, and in your mind it's like amazing. This is like this first Spyro with me, just not as good, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it was. Not terrible, could have been way worse. For some reason, it was really Shrek's face and Fiona's face when she was an ogre. For some reason, they weren't really capturing the ogre faces, which is like the main faces you want to capture here. But besides some backgrounds that kind of looked like they weren't really loading, kind of like a video game, and a couple of the just background like villagers characters, I think it held up probably better than it should have. Oh, also, the soundtrack in this film is so good. We have Somebody Once Told Me the World Was Gonna Roll Me. They were sure as fuck right. I don't give a damn about my damn reputation. Is it damn twice? I don't give a damn about my something reputation. Living in the past is a new generation. What are the words? No, not me. David played and it pleased the Lord. Not a trace or doubt in my mind. Woo! The cast is also obviously so good. Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, John Lithgow, John, first name basis over here. It also feels like the writers had those actors in mind as they were writing the parts. It feels like they definitely already knew that Eddie Murphy was going to be the donkey and they wrote it specifically for him. I think the donkey is a hilariously written character, still really funny with some of the better lines in the movie. I think character-wise, he gets kicked down more than anyone else from what we can like actually see in the film. I know Shrek is an ogre and his whole life has been despair, but in the film we see Donkey getting kicked down quite a bit. He still gets back up, he's still really kind to his friends, he forgives Shrek, he takes the dragon on as a lover, he brings everyone together, and he talks about parfaits, and it's great. I think overall just the writing in general for the characters and how they interact with each other is so good. I think Shrek and Donkey's relationship is just as good as Shrek and Fiona's relationship, which is also just really good. But like even the freaking dragon, when the dragon gets tied up and they're escaping and the dragon gets choked and then is stopped and then is super sad because Donkey's gone. I feel that sadness. That sadness hits me in my heart from this 2001 animated film about a disgusting ogre. It hits my heart. And when I say Shrek is disgusting, I mean he is nasty. That first sequence when they are showing us the before movie credits and he's eating bugs and he's washing himself in dirt and he's brushing his teeth with slugs and all of that fun jazz. He kills a fish with a fart. That's just something that happens. I'm not saying he's gross because, you know, he's ugly and he's an ogre, because that's the whole story, obviously. I'm saying he's gross because he brushes his teeth with a slug and he farts a fish to death. Just as a clarifier. But in that, I already feel like I know him, and I feel like this is a great representation of this nasty ass ogre, and then we get Donkey, and then everyone is just perfectly introduced, and I feel like I know them immediately when I see them and get their first few lines. The movie is so freaking quotable, you guys. I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. Can I whistle? Well, can I hum it? No, not the buttons! Not my gumdrop buttons! Ogres have layers, you get it. Very quotable. I literally only wrote down one thing that I was like, that's unbelievable. Which is hilarious because this is a movie about an ogre trying to get his swamp back because there's a bunch of fairy tale creatures who have infiltrated it, and so he goes and saves a princess from a tower, but the princess turns out to be an ogre actually, and then she is supposed to marry Lord Farquaad, who's like 4 feet tall, and then instead falls in love with the ogre. So crazy that there's something that, you know, wasn't plausible to me, but here it is when he rescues her and she's like, take off your helmet so I can see you and I can kiss you, that she can't figure out that she doesn't already know that he's an ogre. It's pretty clear to us. He has fingerless gloves on, so unless he has severe gangrene or likes, you know, body paint as a hobby, and you can see, it's just like there's a lot of things that would show her that he is an ogre, like this, and this, and this. And so that was the one time where I was like, really? She couldn't, that's it. That's all I have. I think this movie's great. I mean, obviously, I'm not the only person to think that this movie is great. This movie has been memed to death. That's another reason why I think it's lasted the test of time. Like, it's a great animated, kind of raunchier comedy from 2001. What a relic of time. But it's been memed to death. This movie is everyone's favorite meme, outside of, like, SpongeBob. That's the question, though. Is the movie so beloved in everyone's hearts because of the memes, or are the memes so beloved because of the movie? It's like, which came first? The chicken or the egg? The ogre or the onion? I also really just enjoy the ending. I think it's awesome that she is still an ogre, and I think that even though it's a really silly movie, and even though the lesson that you're supposed to learn is really like kind of, we get it, like no one likes you because you're ugly, and it's like there's more to me than just being ugly, and I get it, it's a great story, but with her still staying an ogre at the end is somehow just like totally wraps up in a not too in your face cheesy way. I really enjoy it, and like literally somebody once told me that the world was gonna roll me, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. I guess this was just me telling everyone how much I love Shrek. I think I'm better at talking about things that I absolutely love, because then I just get to like kind of gush and yell joy at the camera versus like talking about things I don't like. Because if we were talking about things I don't like, it's the whole year. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next week. Let me know if there's any other great throwbacks that might bring me joy that we should all revisit together. Bye! It's so stuck in my head now though that I've been singing it as like a prettier version all day to myself. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.